lot of folks ask, what exactly is a creative lead? I come from the video game industry. I had 10 years experience working at EA. I was an art director, leading teams and building mobile applications, AAA games, and on from there. So the opportunity came around about 2 years ago when Mitch Gannett and their team, were curious about how do they get into virtual reality? How can we do something together and build something that no one's ever done before? And for me, I've always been interested in the news. I read the news. I consume it, whether it's online or just talking about it, at the water cooler, I guess you can say. And for me, when you think about video game developers have been telling interactive stories for decades. So why not combine the creative side of things with some of the best storytellers in the world, journalists? Which is why I feel that combining the two makes for a great, great team. Unlike Saturday morning cartoons, we don't pound our fists and magic things happen. I mean, there is a lot of work that's involved, but I'm kind of just driving to the point that, taking two very unique industries and putting them together, driving something that's so new based on an emerging technology. So as Mitch had asked before, what exactly is virtual reality? And several of you actually had the opportunity to try it out there. So let me ask by show of hands, was this your first time trying VR? It's pretty exciting. For those of you who have tried it before, have you developed 360 VR content of your own? So for those of you who did try it, throw out a word that you would use to describe what virtual reality is. Just throw anything out.
Immersive.
Immersive. Okay. All right, so there's several different words that you can throw in. Most of them, you've heard before: immersive, presence. For me, my personal favorite is just plain awesome. I mean, you really don't understand what this technology is like until you immerse yourselves within an experience. As Mitch had said before, it's like trying to describe the taste of an orange. I usually ask people, what does the color blue look like to someone who's never been able to see that color before? Which is why I like this, this quote from the movie The Matrix. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself, and that's true of virtual reality. One of the things that I always find difficult to do is describe to folks what exactly is VR. And think about this. So each of you are here with an immersive experience right now. And I'm not talking about taking the red pill from the Matrix, but no one's framing exactly what you're seeing in a box. Each of you are in this presentation from a different perspective. You can look around to your left, your right. It's an immersive experience. But consider this. Each of you are going to walk away with a very unique perspective of this presentation. And that, to me, is the power of this medium. It's personal. So the reality of our virtual reality story, our journey. So we've been working in VR for about 2 years. When we started off with Harvest of Change. And I kind of consider it the same as Frodo and Sam leaving the Shire to head to Mordor. We wanted to leave our comfort zones. We wanted to try something new, but we had no idea what exactly to expect. At the time, we had very basic tools that allowed us to start building environments such as Harvest of Change, pulling together, and Robert will talk about some of the camera solutions that we have. But the post-production that's required both on the gaming side and the video side is quite long. He'll talk a little bit more about it, but some of our difficulties had to do with performance considerations. How exactly do we pull in 360 video into a game environment, put it together, and have it run? We spent about 2 months on the project, and we finally hit it. So Harvest of Change, an industry first. So what's interesting about this project here, and what excited me about leaving the game industry for the journalism industry, is thinking outside of the box. As I mentioned, you've got a game engine, you've got the video side of things, and we did something that was pretty unique. I mean, we told a local story to a national audience within a virtual reality headset, the Oculus Rift. No one else had ever done that before. It's one of those things where we started thinking about, how is it that we could tell the best story as possible, to tell the issues that impact the community in Iowa, at the same time tell the story of a 4-generation farm.
In summer 2014, long before virtual reality was a buzzword, the Des Moines Register released Harvest of Change and transported readers to an Iowa century farm. Leveraging the emerging mediums of VR and 360-degree video, Harvest of Change conveyed the sweeping changes facing Iowa farmers. For the first time, audiences could meet characters in their paper or online and then step into their world. Explore an exact replica of a century farm. Walk in the shoes of 3 generations of farmers.
Unbelievable technology.
From the machine shop to the fields to the historic farmers market, Harvest of Change provided an unprecedented connection to the issues facing Iowa in transition. A year later, the Register took storytelling a step further with the presidential Soapbox 360. The first ever 360-degree live streams of presidential candidate stump speeches. At the Iowa State Fair, armed with a custom camera array and computer tower, along with some novel solutions to protect gear from the elements. Producers delivered fully spherical live coverage of every speech.
A lot of people here, thank you!
Live streams were just one element. Video on demand was curated on a landing page for viewers to compare and contrast candidates, just as if they were in the hot, dusty crowd at the fair. With both projects, the Des Moines Register and Gannett's product division are pushing the boundaries of storytelling in one of the most pivotal parts of America.
So that's our goal at the USA Today Network. What we're trying to do is we're trying to connect our consumers to a story like never before. We didn't just stop with Harvest of Change and the Iowa Soapbox. Last year, we took our consumers and our viewers into the batter's box and the pitching mound with the Cincinnati Reds in the 2015 season. We took our viewers down the old streets of Havana along the Malecon and kind of learned a little bit more about the communities there. And our most successful piece, the Blue Angels 360. That one video alone has had over 19 million views across all our VR distribution channels. Mark Zuckerberg himself posted it twice on his personal Facebook page as an example of great immersive storytelling. Now, while I talk about the 3D interactive side, I'd like to invite my colleague up here who could talk more about the video and the editorial side of immersive storytelling.